Sleep paralysis is a phenomenon in which a person, either during or falling asleep or awakening, temporarily experiences an inability to move or speak or react. I've had this for a while. It's happened since I was, a lot younger. I always feel something coming up behind me. It's never in front of me. I never see anything. There's nothing that I ever see. It usually feels like a struggle for your life. Like you feel like you're suffocated. It's on top of you. It's pushing down on you. It smothers you. I've actually felt like the bed give way, like suppress, like somebody was sitting on it. And I'm asleep, and I know this. The biggest thing is, whatever is happening feels like it's happening to almost end my life. And I couldn't get the words out. I couldn't speak. I couldn't do anything. It's kind of like almost this disgusting, like, retching sound that you try to get out of your body in order to make noise to alert someone about what's happening. But as I wake up, I'm incredibly terrified because this is not normal. This is not a nightmare. This is not a nightmare where you're being chased or whatever. This is like a physical experience where you're paralyzed, your mind is working, your mouth and your voice are not, your body is not reacting to what it actually should be. You're basically, it's like somebody ties a sheet over you. No matter which way you're laying, the sheet is completely flat. You cannot move, and you can't speak. And when you wake up from it, you don't want to go back to sleep, because it's one of those like nightmares that are so real that you'd rather stay awake the rest of the time than go to sleep. Whatever it is, it feels like it's trying to take something from me, and I fight with everything that I can to not let that happen. I've actually taken off down a hallway and screamed and woke up my husband and made him sleep with the lights on and him holding me, because it was so real. It was incredibly disturbing.
Back in 1999, 2000, we were living in our first cohabited house together.
I went to sleep and everything was fine. And all of a sudden, I felt I was laying on my back, and I felt this incredible pressure. It was kind of like something was crawling up from my feet, and it just crawled, and as it crawled up from my feet, it sucked all of the air I had. And so when it got up to my mouth, I had no more air, and I felt like it was going inside of me. Like my mouth was open and it was crawling inside of me. And I'm awake, like my mind is thinking, well, this is not okay. And as this is happening, I'm looking up at the ceiling. My eyes are open. I cannot move. And I'm trying to figure a way out of it. So as I lay there and whatever is happening is crawling inside of me, I'm screaming. I'm screaming in my head. And it's not coming out. So finally, I roll out of the bed.
She didn't realize she was thrashing, trying to get up. and screaming. I don't think she realized at all that that's what she was doing until I actually got her awake. And it's still, even after I got her awake, she literally looked like somebody was holding her and she was trying to escape their hold.
I'm screaming, help me, help me, help me. I'm screaming. Just please help me out of this. And I'm not getting anywhere. It's kind of like being in quicksand. As I think this is real, that I've actually gone out of the bed, reality is I'm still in the bed. I just think I'm out of the bed. I think I'm crawling toward the door. I think I'm getting help. I think I'm doing all these things, but I'm not. I'm laying there. I finally was able to get up.
I can't tell you what time it was, but she came flying down the hall, flipped the master bedroom lights on, and then jumped on top of me and was like, am I awake? Am I awake? Am I awake? Am I awake? And I'm like, yeah.
He doesn't understand what's going on. And I said, please tell me I'm awake.
And she was completely freaked out. And it basically had to do with the fact that she was in bed and she couldn't move. She was having a nightmare and it was like somebody was holding her down.
And he's like, you're awake. And I was like, am I awake? And I kept repeating this. I repeated this multiple times. And he's looking at me, confused. He's like, you're awake. What is happening? And I hyperventilated. I was incredibly terrified. And I had to leave the light on that night.
Slept with the lights on. I had to hold her all night. I mean, she just was freaked out.
I did not sleep. And all I kept thinking was, I thought I was going to die. Like, the feeling that I had, I was going to die.
I've never experienced it being myself and it happening to me. I've just had it happen to my significant other. And as it has to be horrible to go through.
Sometimes your body and your mind does not know how to deal with it. I really think that sometimes that might have something to do with it.
I think she's having a nightmare, and her nightmare is that real that is just paralyzing her.
So for him, he kind of it's like when someone tells a story, you just kind of sit and listen. And I think that's kind of what he does. He just sits and listens and, makes sure that I'm okay. And then that's really kind of it.